I've known Ahan for like a decade, okay? Another person I've been good friends with for a very long time is Babil. I've known Babil and Ahan both almost the same time. With Ahan, firstly, I'm so proud of the guy, dude. Like, he's absolutely killed it with his film, Sayara. For me, friendship is a bond or a contract that the two parties are willing to uphold till they die. You know what I mean? If you're not willing to die for your friend, or if you're not willing to maintain a friendship till you die, it ain't friendship, bro. Mirage, on the other hand, is a very different type of venue. It's much bigger than Numa. It's got scale. Numa was smaller, but it was cozier. It had depth. It had character. Mirage, it's a breathtaking venue, but it's much more futuristic. It's literally, it'll make you feel like you're in space. You're in 50 years in the future. You know what I mean? I'm always trying to find a way to get the most interesting mix of people who would have no chance at meeting each other outside of one of my parties. I've been on a couple of like dinners with some like, you know, new friends I've made and stuff, or I've like gone out with a few girls and they've told me, oh damn, you know stuff about like politics and history. Wow, we thought you were a party, but like, yeah, like of course, I've got a personality outside this whole nightlife thing, yeah. And controversial take, but societies where alcohol is consumed in moderation are way happier, more successful and more developed.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Smaash. Today we have someone who needs no introduction. We have Dhruvin Busa with us. He has been in rooms with great celebrities and mega influencers. He has hosted some really sick parties at great locations. They have won Times Nightlife Entrepreneur 2025, and let's get this banger conversation started. Hi Dhruvin, we are so glad we are doing this podcast. How are you feeling?
I'm good, I'm chilling. It's good to finally do this with you guys. I think we were trying to plan this whole thing since a while. So yeah, it's just happy to do it, and yeah, welcome to my place.
It's gorgeous.
To my spaceship, I call it my spaceship, you know. Don't ask me why, you know what I'm saying. I shall not reveal that, but happy to have you here and happy to do this with you.
So glad we are starting with this podcast. So I would want to start this podcast by knowing who exactly is Dhruvin Busa. Like, before entering this whole industry, what were you like, and after you entered this, I would say, crazy industry, what was that change like? Did you change or you're the same?
Wow, that's quite a question. Who is Dhruvin Busa? I actually got into nightlife when I was, I think around 17. I was in uni. And you know what's insane is when people meet me nowadays, they see this really social, extroverted guy, and for them it's completely alien to even imagine a time where I was a massive introvert and a massive loner, but I actually was a loner and an introvert for a majority of my life. I'm 25 now. I think I was an absolutely devoted loner till I was like 18. It's almost like I was actively doing stuff which was preventing me from having friends. I was very antisocial. I mean, I'm still a very big nerd, but I was a massive nerd back in school and college. So while most people would be out like socializing and stuff, I'd be like studying or reading books or just being into history and stuff. And also I had like really like a completely different life before nightlife, honest to God. My parents thought I was going to end up becoming a CA or something. Yeah, my mom was pretty obsessed with the idea of me being a CA and shit. She probably paid like tuition fees for like 3 different tuition classes for degree college when I was just in my JC. You know what I'm trying to say? I was like, yo mom, like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like, that's crazy. Right. But then that's all brown moms for you, you know, like, they'll already like get your like tuition fees and decide which classes they want to put you into when you're like in 5th grade, you know, like your mom, you already booked PACE. Like, I ain't even made it through 8th grade, you know, like I ain't even studied physics yet. So it was a bit like, but then I remember being deeply unhappy though, you know what I mean? Like as much as I loved reading and stuff, I didn't like studying for school. Like, I hated academics. And I still hate it. Like, I really despise the way the whole Indian education system is. I don't know if it's a hot take or whatever, but I truly believe the Indian education system is truly designed to create an absolute army of slaves. Okay, it's like designed by the British during the colonial era, and I truly believe that right now what India needs most is aggressive entrepreneurs who are ready to take risks, who are ready to innovate, disrupt industries and everything. And that's honestly what I've also tried to do with my company, Catch Experiences. That was always the dream. So in a nutshell, I was a massive nerd, big loner till I'm 17. Now what happens at 17 is around 16 actually. I joined this college called Narsi Monji, not NMIMS, just NM. You know.
Yeah, I think NMIMS and NM is different.
Oh, we're very different, bruv. Like NMIMS has got a bad rep or something. Apparently, I'm hearing a lot of girls shit on NMIMS. What's up with that, dude?
I have no clue. I think people feel that people who are in NMIMS are complete red flags. I mean, I don't agree
Yeah,
with
dude,
that.
like I can't lie. Like, okay, I know you're being kind of nice here, but I've straight up seen like at least 10 videos of girls just be like, oh, guys from NMIMS, creeps. I'm like, yo, I was in NM, you know, I was in NMIMS. So NM was basically for fucking nerds. It was like NMIMS for nerds. You know what I'm
Right.
trying to say? NMIMS was for like all the cool rich
Richies.
kids who fucking, you know, like didn't like studying. I got like a 98.7. I like topped like Maharashtra and shit when I was in school. Yeah, it's like I told you, unimaginable, bruv. Because you see me and you're just like, yeah, this dude probably deals drugs or something. You know what I mean? How the fuck did this guy get like 98? You know what I'm trying to say? I also think, how the fuck, like, was I on like fucking steroids or something? Like, how did I get that, whatever, in school? But, so I come into college and I join this festival called Umang, and dude, my life is not the same after that. You know what I mean? So I noticed in schools, especially like Indian schools and everything, there's so much like importance the system puts on grades,
Right.
perform. Bro, you're not letting a kid's brain develop only beyond this. You're like already making the kid feel super guilty that if you want to pursue any interest except for what's given in these 12 subjects, it's somehow bad for you, or you know. And also, I was just recently reading this I was watching this super funny reel. I forgot which comedian made this. But you know the way Indian parents scare you if you don't study? They're like, you don't want to study, you're going to be a beggar. I'm like, dude, how the fuck did I go from like okay, maybe I wouldn't be a successful businessman and a middle class salaried guy if I don't study well, but why will I be a beggar? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's so extreme with Indian moms. Bad grades in science, you're gonna be a beggar. Like, they're so intense. Indian parents are so fucking intense, bro. Like, my mom, the amount of time she's given me the beggar scare, my god. I don't even think an actual beggar was that scared, bruv. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so they create this fear, the
Right.
Indian academic system. You know what I mean? The competition is fierce. I mean, I get it. 1.4 billion people in the country and everything. So for
Very
me,
competitive.
yeah. So for me, my parents after my 12th, they wanted me to do my SATs and go abroad and stuff. That's sort of what all the kids from my school and everything, neighborhood. I mean, I'm lucky I grew up in a relatively privileged, wealthy family and went to a good school and everything. But again, like I said, I was a loner in school. I didn't really relate to anyone from school while I was in school. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when I was in 11th and 12th, like junior college, okay? My friends were doing A-levels and stuff in the same school while I was just like done after my 10th. I was like, dude, I can't do this whole education thing. Can't focus on any of this. And then after Umang, I started like socializing with like a bunch of kids from other colleges.
Was Umang your first extracurricular activity?
100%, without a doubt, absolutely. Like
That was a big break.
It was like a life-changing moment for me. And as much as unfortunately the standards of Umang might not have been retained to what they were like a while back, I've really seen this painful death of college festivals, man. I don't know why these college festivals are not as big as they are. I mean, you are in college. Do you think they're big, like college festivals? Are they still a thing?
I don't think so. I mean, like, they're more commercialized now. There are so many brands putting in a lot of money. I mean, like, back then it was all about celebrating your college life with your buddies, doing something that you have not been doing, exploring yourself. I think college is more about exploring yourself, right?
Yeah,
More
yeah.
than studies. I mean, like,
True.
this is my definition of college.
True.
But now it's more like, you know, there are like getting more brands and getting sponsorships, and this, it just largely depends on that people just forget that it's all about, you know, celebrating your college life and just being out there and just
Yeah,
enjoy.
man, I can't lie. Like these days, colleges also feel like more like a formality to most people.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anyone see. I remember when I was in college, being from NM or Kshitij, I have goosebumps right now. NM or Mithibai or Xavier's, it was like a religion. I can't like it's very tough to put it into words. I don't know if you guys will ever experience it, but now you have like dude, it was unthinkable in my time for any guy or girl from NM to outside of NM ever badmouth NM. And now you've got like kids from NMIMS just chatting bare shit about their own college. You've got like guys from Mumbai chatting. Yeah, I get it. Like, it's cool to hate on your own college and be like, oh, my college is shit, whatever, whatever. But that time...
There's a whole subreddit.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Are
on
you serious?
hating NMIMS and their chicks and like guys. I don't understand that. I mean, I freaking hate Reddit, to be very honest. I
love Reddit, bruv. Don't know what you're on about. Like, I'm kidding. I'm a professional hater, so that's why I love Reddit.
I mean, like, Reddit is just there to just cuss. It's just like you're wearing those masks and then you're like, this is like this, this is like that. Like,
but
why?
you know, I'd argue that society really needs a venting place like Reddit, because if humans don't have an outlet or a place like Reddit to vent...
It becomes too much sometimes.
No, but it's okay as long as it's anonymous. And again, here's the thing. Would you rather have these people going out in the real world and abusing and insulting people in real life, or would you rather have them doing this on Reddit? I'll be honest, there's so many things about the Indian government that frustrates me. And I'd love to introduce myself to you as the admin of 25 super political subreddits whose names you shall never know. Because I've just revealed I'm an admin of these subreddits, right? So I can't incriminate myself now, can I, love? So yeah, as a avid Redditor myself, I humbly disagree, mademoiselle, with the points being made. but I get where you're coming from. For a person who's not like participated in those conversations, it just seems like a crazy, hateful place.
I feel like there is no direction to it. It's just like a lot of chaos, a lot of people just, cussing people and telling shits and throwing shit, and there is no direction.
I'll be honest, if you have like a gossip Reddit, obviously it feels like that. It's ass.
Right.
I'm not a participant in any gossip Reddits. For example, if I was to show you right now, my Reddits are stuff like one Reddit subreddit that I'm actually a admin of is Dragon Believers. I know it sounds like a very like wild thing, but like it's literally like 10,000 just nerdy guys from around the world who believe dragons are real, and I'm actually one of them, and we just randomly compile like evidence and discuss it. And so Reddit is actually sick for stuff like that. Also, did you know like Reddit has been used successfully by people to track serial killers, to track stalkers of women, by the way. There are so many banging subreddits. I don't think you've like explored it fully. But yeah, obviously if you use Reddit to do all this gossiping stuff and to, like chat shit, it's obviously going to feel fuck all, right?
True.
Same thing like IG. If you just like, if you're liking a certain type of post, if you know what I mean.
The algorithm push that kind of reels on you.
It's just going to start pushing this. So any dude who's like complaining about seeing too many like women OnlyFans models on his feed, mate, I know why you're seeing that. You know what I'm trying to say, bruv? You ain't fooling me, G. Like, I know why you see that type of content non-stop.
Because you're interested in that.
Because you're liking that shit, dog. Like I don't engage with that type of content. Like my content is all just like dark memes and shit. So yeah, that's also a different type of problematic stuff. But I like that stuff. So
that's great. Also, the point that you said about Reddit, I mean, like, everything has a pro and a con. And when we talk about the pro, I mean, like, I have always been a big advocate of freedom of speech and expression, and I've always been like, we have freedom of speech and expression, and every single time someone used to shut me up about anything, I just used to pop up. Like,
I respect that, bro. Straight up, that's how it's got to be, Because when someone applies pressure, you have one out of two choices. Either you break like wood, okay? Or when you apply pressure, you become hard like steel. You know what I'm trying to say? Like the whole thing that you said to me about like someone applies pressure, you pop more. It's the same thing with like a torsion spring. The more you squeeze a spring, the more it's going to have power to push you out. You know what I'm trying to say? Right. That's literally the basis on which our entire physical world is created, right? Like the more pressure you apply, some substances, materials break. So some people, they break, okay? But people with good character and substance, it just makes them thicker and tougher and stronger. You know what I'm trying to say? So I fuck with that. I respect that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I think I have always been the sole believer. I don't know how weird this is gonna sound, but like if you're having this conversation raw, is that if you don't have that pain, if you don't have any sort of setback in your life, then you won't be able to go on that top.
I agree with you.
I mean, like, you need to have that pain as a fuel to let your vehicle go on the top and just rule. I mean, that's necessary.
I agree with you. I would say that some of the biggest breakthroughs I've had in my personal growth, in my personality, in my intelligence, in my ability to like create certain businesses that I've created, you know, it's all come after really cataclysmic rock bottoms. You know what I mean? And dude, I don't want to like. What's this new cringe word that Gen Zs are using? Trauma dump or something like that.
Trauma bonding.
No, trauma dump. Like, have you guys heard of trauma dump? Any one of you? No?
I heard of BT transfer.
That is the same shit, then. Sure, BT transfer. Yuck, bro. Like, sorry, bro. I just think Gen Z is the most weak snowflake generation I've ever fucking met in my life, bro. Like, these days, you share your feelings with a friend, mate. Stop trauma dumping on me. Okay, bruv. Like you know, like fuck you. Like, what do you want to talk about? Some new Bollywood movie? Like, you can't even talk with your friends about like shit you're going through. You'll get accused of trauma dumping. So yeah, if I may trauma dump a little bit. Yeah, I've had some like really crazy moments where for me, I think the first rock bottom, like the really big rock bottom in my life was when I had like my first relationship and my first breakup around the time I was 17 or 18, right? Because yeah, I'm like a loner till 16, 17. I get into college.
Then you meet a girl.
Then I meet a girl. I meet a gal, bruv. Straight up, you know. Finally, man's got enough riz to chat a gal up in college. You know what I mean? I didn't know I was cool like that myself till that happened. And my parents were definitely taken by surprise, you know. Because I'm probably the first guy in like 5 generations of Busa guys to even talk to a girl in college. You know what I'm trying to say? Because my pop married the first girl he spoke to, innit? That's my mum. And my mum definitely didn't marry the first guy she spoke to, because my mum used to like have a lot of dudes like crushing on her and shit. She was a bit of a baddie and that, bruv. Respect to mumsy, innit? She was a baddie and stuff. My dad is a complete nerd, bruv. He's a goofball. Like, I don't even get how he ended up with my mom, okay? Like, the arranged marriage situation definitely was in his favor. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, I don't see that happening. Like, sorry, mom, dad, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't think I'd as much as even spoken to a girl in school. Like, I was damn shy. And I think the only time I would even have conversations with girls in school was to, like, give them notes. Straight up. I was that kid, you know, giving girls notes and stuff in school. And that was, like, my, like, game. You know, I got game like that, you know. That's how I'd be, like, chatting up, you know, all the cuties and shit. I'm like, hey, I can't take you out, but you want some notes for science, baby? like, I wouldn't say it like that, but you get my point. And yeah, I think like when I came into college, a lot of the things I used to think about the world, they just broke down. Like I was in these boxes of my own creation where
The bubble broke.
Yeah, because in school, because I used to even, okay, I'll be honest, I used to get bullied massively in school, immensely. I used to get picked on by everyone. A lot. Like, it was not normal. So I basically grew up with very low self-esteem. You know what I'm trying to say? I used to just always consider myself inherently inferior to everyone around me. And yeah, it's something that I very much internalized till I got into uni, okay? Like I would always think like I'm not as good looking as other guys, or I'm not as well spoken as other guys, or I'm not as well dressed, or I would just always be insecure about something or the other. It's because I was in this environment where everyone's just pressuring. You know what I'm trying to tell you? Like pressure. Either you break or you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it is, but I was like probably bullied for 2-3 years straight. I remember like having a massive crush on a girl in school, and just because like I shared it with like some guy who I thought was my friend. I had no friends, by the way. I couldn't trust anyone in school. There were 2-3 experiences I had where I became very close to some guy, okay, or some girl, and I started opening up or sharing some stuff, and they just took that information and started like insulting me and like
violating it.
Yeah, and I don't blame them. I'm not salty about it. It's because in school, you know, you're not so mature, and these people who were even like assholes to me in school and stuff, they suck up to me now. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck you, bro. No, but like, I'm not that guy who's like holding that grudge anymore. You know what I'm trying to say? Because life has given me a lot of pain, and it's given me a lot of these opportunities to either break or grow, but I've grown somehow. Touch wood. So I'm like super like grateful about this. But I almost broke right when school was about to end, because I was always getting bullied. I was getting picked on. First time I go into college, okay. Now I'm going from this fancy private school where everyone's from a fucking ultra rich like family, whatever. So everyone's cocky in my school, right? Everyone's got an attitude. Everyone's got a certain way of looking at life. And I go from this environment to like a junior college where you're mixed with people from every background, every walk of life. Some of my school friends, they opted for ISE, or they applied for like CBSE or some, you know, proper Western high school type of thing. I went for like a junior college thing. Okay, I was just doing that because I was so like frustrated with my school life, and just the whole environment of a school was not, I couldn't tolerate it anymore. So like a lot of people have a great school life and school friends, I have zero school friends. I've got no school life. So for me, it was almost like 15 years of my life that nothing significant happened those years. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it just created this absolutely insane hunger and desire inside me to do everything all the time, all at once.
That you could possibly do.
Everything. Like I just have goosebumps right now even sharing this with you, but it's like the moment I got into junior college, I was automatically expecting the new people I was meeting to treat me like shit, because my brain had internalized that feeling, okay, of just being that kid who everyone picks on. And no one was an asshole to me, right? It's absolutely wild to me. It was wild to me at that time that people were not being assholes. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone was.
So you were so used to of that.
I was so used to being bullied and picked on in school that when people were actually really nice to me in junior college when I was 16, I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, you sure you don't want to insult me a little bit? Like, you sure you don't want to make some jokes about my hair or how skinny I am or whatever? And no, like, people were nice, because these are people who were also in some way going through some pain in their school. What I didn't realize getting picked on in school was that even the ones picking on me had things they were getting picked on by other people. Yeah. It's like, you know, that's what allowed me to not have a grudge on even my bullies from school, right? Because I could totally bully them now if I wanted to. I have the wealth, the resources, the power, the social capital. I could like make their lives very miserable if I wanted to. But I have no desire to do it, because all the pain and the pressure that I was put through in school and my early years, that really like shaped who I am now. And
that has fueled your...
And just to connect the two dots, I truly believe that building a career in nightlife, I don't think people say this often, or just building a career where you're dealing with people constantly, but specifically nightlife and hospitality, it needs a certain type of steel, you know what I mean? Because you're constantly exchanging energy with like thousands of people on a day-to-day. It just becomes an absolute madness and a chaos, okay? You need to have really thick skin, and you know, you need to have a way to not become over involved with the lives of people who are your friends or acquaintances and are like, you know, your community. They're attending your parties and stuff, they're coming to your nightclub or your bar or your events. You have to be friends with people, but you can't get too over involved in their lives. You know, you have to really pick the people you do this with. But you know, the same kid who used to get bullied and pressured and who was an absolute loner, I was at a point at 17 when I had nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? In my head, I'm already like, yo, I'm already a loser. What more can I lose? Like, let me just talk to everyone I can. Because in school, no one would talk to me. You know what I'm saying? No one. Like, even if I would try to talk to people, they would just insult the shit out of me or just make some joke. And they weren't very nice, okay? So then that just killed my desire also to talk. Because I was afraid of getting insulted or judged if I did speak something. You know what I'm trying to say? So I was like, okay, fuck you guys. And then in college, okay, baby. Things changed completely, innit? You know? So when I got into college and stuff, I did Umang. I met kids from every other college. They treated me with genuine respect. They treated me like a human for the first time. And that changed everything for me. It just like the whole idea of meeting new people felt like a drug. It was so addictive that I just couldn't stop socializing, and I would literally participate in every possible festivals, or I would either be the contingent leader of my college contingent to participate in all the festivals, or I would just make friends during festivals and then go just chill with those people in their college. I'd just go chill. Like I was in NM and I would just catch a local train or you know, get a cab, go to Jai Hind, just sit in the Jai Hind lobby. Me and my mates, we'd go have these fries. There was this place called the J outside HR in KC.
Oh, I love J.
Yeah. Have you been to the town one, the OG one?
Yes.
Yeah. I think
the one that you're talking about.
Yeah, they tried to do a VJs or something outside NM, but I don't think that quite worked out as well as they hoped.
I love J's.
Yeah. And dude, then what happened in junior college, and this is honestly I think the best years of my life. I met some of my closest friends till date. All my closest friends are college friends, okay? Every person who's like family to me, college friend, not school friend, okay? Because again, I'm on great terms with a lot of people from school, but I don't have that brotherly bond, okay? And here's the thing. So when I was in college, the best part was no one in college knew I'm such a loser in school. Okay,
Of course.
so I had like a lot of like room to play with. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, they don't know I'm such a loser or whatever. And even my school friends who came to my college, somehow they weren't so interested in like bullying me anymore, because now they had problems and shit to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're like also in the real world. You're in a college with fucking 5,000 people. You also are so busy building an identity for yourself that you don't have time to bully someone. You know what I'm trying to say? So I met these guys from different schools and stuff who were like fucking, you know, the top guys of those schools. Okay, and I was like, you know what? Maybe if I start chilling with these guys, maybe like people start seeing me as a cool guy. You know what I'm saying? I know this is really like how a 17-year-old's brain would think. I don't think like that anymore at all. But I made some really good friends in Jai Hind, in HR, in KC. I mean, some of my closest guys, like my entire guy group, they're all townies. I'm in the suburbs, right?
Right.
I obviously have a group of friends who are all from Juhu, okay? And the thing is, my closest Juhu friends, they aren't even from my college. They are just people who I would socialize with from like random colleges and stuff during festivals and shit, or we would like go to these school freshers parties and everything. And this is where like it all just started for me, because I started becoming very social, because I was so like pressed inwards, okay? Like I was just crushed into such a tiny little space, right? It was almost like it's gonna sound like a wild analogy, but like, you know, like a fission bomb. Like right before an atomic bomb's about to go off, it's just like so much pressure is applied that, you know, those two atoms are just like sorry, bad explanation. But yeah, I just feel like there was all this unspent energy, this desire that was repressed, everything was held inside. So the moment like that spark ignited, okay, it was just like implosion, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think that nuclear chain reaction has stopped ever since, touch wood. Because I still love meeting new people with the same energy and excitement as when I was 17, okay? I don't have the same energy for that bullshit anymore, obviously, the drama. So I obviously people started noticing that I'm a social guy, this and that. And then once what happened is a friend of mine named Ritik, he used to own this company called, I mean he still owns this company called Medrock, right? Ritik Singh, he's still a very dear friend of mine. He was throwing a freshers party at Alibi, okay?
Oh.
Alibi used to be an iconic bar in South Bombay, and I've been told by like my older friends that it used to be called it was an even more iconic place called Privé or something. Long
I've
before
heard
that.
of it.
Like this is like, I'm talking like Bombay lore, like Bombay 2000s lore, like mythology, like, you know, early 2000s, 2010s. So Ritik basically offered me the opportunity to like promote Alibi for him, and he's like, bro, like if you can get me I don't know, 100 kids from college to attend the freshers party and to buy like a 1500 or a 2k pass, like I'll probably comp you like a 10% and like I'll sort your pass for you. So and here's the thing, so even though like I come from a family with relative wealth and everything, my parents have always been very strict about controlling my spending, okay? There was no way on earth I was justifying to my Gujju parents that I want 3 Gs, like 3k as a 16-year-old to spend on a party with alcohol and girls and like possibly drugs. So no chance, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I mean for me the whole nightlife thing started when I threw this absolutely insane party at this club called Alibi when I was 17. And even the kids who used to bully me back in school and stuff, even they were like, yo, whoa, this is like the coolest party happening, and this nerd, this goofball who we used to bully, like how this loser, like how the fuck is he doing it? But then they started blowing my phone up for the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I never saw this coming. It was so unexpected for me. And when this happened, I was just like, okay, there is a certain level of power in like bringing people together. You know what I mean? I wasn't doing it for the power or anything, but it was good to feel that. Anyway, I'll be honest. Alibi had a capacity of like 400 people, and I've, in my usual style, filled like 700 people in it, and there were still 300 people more lined up outside just to try and get in. And the thing is, I don't know how to explain it, but I'll tell you where Alibi is. It's got a very unique location. It was basically in this part of Colaba where you just like directly it's next to it was next to Taj, okay? So it was in a very iconic spot, basically. And basically the sea face was like just opposite from where Alibi is. I can't quite put a finger on exactly what part of Colaba it was, but it's near the Taj Hotel and the Gateway of India and everything. It's the Gateway of India, right?
It's not there anymore, right?
What's not there anymore?
Alibi.
Oh, Alibi. I was like, yo, who the fuck moved the Gateway, bruv? It is called
It's Gateway of India, not India Gate.
Thank God, India Gate, yeah.
India Gate is in Delhi.
Oh,
Gateway
thank
of
God
India.
about that, bro. I was just like, yo, I'm out here trying to act all smart and intelligent, and I don't want to embarrass myself right now with something so simple. And I was like, yeah, who the fuck moved the Gateway of India, bro? Like, that's insane. So it's not there anymore, unfortunately. I think that one party that I threw with the overpacking may or may not have played a role in that place just being shut down for good. But yo, I don't even know who used to own that place. But guys, don't come kill me. Sorry about that. So we had 300 people, and the police were called because Taj is like a high security area and everything,
Right.
as we are all very aware, especially after 26/11 and stuff.
True.
And bro, like, you can't be having 1,000 people just gathering like at 2 a.m. and shit on a Saturday. That is sus. Like, the cops are going to come and do something about it.
Right.
So they did something about it, and I had all my friends from different colleges, okay, who I didn't even know had money like that, pulling up with convertibles and shit, and it was a vibe, dude. This is like probably 2015 or something, you know.
Damn.
Ages ago, forever ago. Like, this
And
is
you
when,
still remember it detail by detail.
oh yeah, I know every inch of that, every moment, every second. Yeah, it's so insane. It just feels like yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And I remember one of my best friends, Arnav, he pulled up in his friend's convertible. My other friend Parth, he pulled up in his RS5, and like, you know, all the boys are flexing, and all my school kids are like, how the fuck does this loser know these guys? You know, like, how does he know all these people? And I was just like, surprise, surprise, bitch. You know, I got some tricks up my sleeve too, innit? Fuck you. So it was insane, and obviously once you throw like a good party, you know how things go from there. And at this point I didn't even have like my event company or anything like that, and then from there I eventually started hosting freshers parties for other places, and then obviously a lot of other bars started noticing, yo, this kid's, he knows some people, he's good at bringing them together, you know. That time I would be like doing all the work manually. Like, I'd be on my phone for like, I don't know, 7-8 hours a day, just personally texting. Like, I probably had like 2,000 friends on Facebook. Each party I would throw, I would personally text like 1,500 people every single time. Because now you obviously have these like mass WhatsApp broadcasts, Instagram stories. There was no tool like an Instagram story back then.
Right.
You know what I mean? You would create these Facebook events when I just started. Luckily, I was not in that era for too long because it quickly evolved, and I was able to adapt. Okay, but promoting an event or a party on your stories was just not a thing, or even sending out WhatsApp broadcasts, not a thing. You'd mostly do your promotion on Facebook, which sounds very weird.
Yeah.
You remember a time when like Messenger was big, Facebook Messenger?
Yeah.
We were all very young that time, very young. So that's the time I started. And then obviously Instagram came in the picture, and I was very late actually to adapt Instagram, which actually worked to my disadvantage, okay? So now that we're in 2025, I'm making sure I'm on top of all content trends. I'm making sure that, like, as someone who owns a nightlife business, I know what sort of content my people want to see, my community wants to see, whether it's food at one of my restaurants or bars, or if it's like, you know, the vibe of the music, or recording the sets of one of my DJs, or even just filming one of my parties in a very like cinematic lens. So yeah, if you see my Instagram, I've probably posted like 50 to 60 insane nightlife edits, okay? I almost see it like as an art, because I think like bringing people together is an art, and in that sense that does make me an artist. And my reason behind making these really cool cinematic edits for my Instagram is my way of sort of like telling stories. It's almost like I'm a nightlife content creator, you know what I mean? And there's no such thing. I'm trying to create this niche, okay?
I mean, like, I have seen your reels and it actually has a character. I think that is one thing that I noticed, that it has a character.
It has a soul, it has a feeling to it.
True.
And it also has a very distinct aesthetic and design to it, where you see one of my reels, you're like, you know it's my reel, you know, even if I'm not in any of the shots, you just know it's my reel, or it's a catch reel. So I truly look at throwing a party, or doing nightlife, or running a club or a bar, or, you know, managing an event with humans really like an art, where I see people as the color, I'm the artist, and the kind of events I do, the kind of messaging I do, those are the strokes I do with my brush. Okay, so what you have
How
is this
poetic.
beautiful canvas. You know what I'm saying? And I'm painting with like all these different people. And even till date, my one biggest philosophy with like nightlife, with hospitality, with restaurants and bars and stuff, whatever projects I'm a partner in or I'm associated with, or even if I'm just doing a single event at a venue, I'm always trying to find a way to get the most interesting mix of people who would have no chance at meeting each other outside of one of my parties,
Right.
or unless I made them meet. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I'll shamelessly take full credit for is making a lot of my friends meet their future partners, like husbands and wives. So
Oh.
many friends of mine who met each other at my events or my parties have been dating for a while, and so many people have made friends at my parties. Like I remember, every time I go out to any club or bar in Bombay, I always meet a group of 2 girls or 2 guys who I know in the back of my head I made them meet, okay? But I don't like taking any credit for it. I just feel really good to see them together still, okay? So many times it's, you know, I see so many people being salty, and you know this whole meme that people share when I make 2 friends of mine meet and they become closer than me, like, you know, that whole
Yeah.
thing. I hate that. And I think a lot of people do hate it. I love it. Like, yo, if I make you meet this friend and you guys become closer friends, good for me, bro. I don't have to tolerate your drama myself. So you guys can share your drama with each other, but you both have to now come to my fucking party, okay? So I truly realized in college, after leaving school, that not only did I enjoy meeting people, but I really enjoyed making people meet. That's like an additional layer to this whole game. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
What is your definition of friendship? Like, not exactly definition, but I would like to know your take on friendship.
You would-
I mean, like, we have been talking about it from like last 10 minutes, and I would want to know that how do you see friendships as? And are you still friends with people who were in your college? I think you pretty much said that you're still friends with them.
For me, friendship is a bond or a contract that the two parties are willing to uphold till they die. You know what I mean? If you're not willing to die for your friend, or if you're not willing to maintain a friendship till you die, it ain't a fucking friendship, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Then you're just
You can die for all of
acquaintances.
your bros.
Yeah, 100%. I would die for every one of them without a single second thought. And I also see this whole thing about. And sorry, this is definitely a hot take, so I don't expect you guys to take me on this blindly. But I would definitely support every single friend of mine who's given me their trust and loyalty, even if they do really morally problematic stuff. Okay, I have, like, of course, hard lines. Like, if I find out a friend of mine is a creep, he ain't my friend anymore, of course. But if I find out that, like, my homie robbed a bank or something, like, am I gonna support him going to jail? Sure. But am I gonna cut him off? Fuck no. I mean,
Of course
homie
not.
just robbed a bank, baby. Come
Right.
on. You know, if my homie starts a cartel, am I gonna like judge him for it? Nah, bro. Bro's gotta do what bro's gotta do. You know what I mean? And you all gotta have that diverse friend group. You know, one guy is a drug mafia lord. One guy is a criminal lawyer. One guy is a corrupt politician. One guy throws parties and owns a nightclub. That's me. You know what I'm saying? We all have roles to play. So I feel like if you say you're friends with someone, you are obligated to never judge them. You're only a friend if you're like accepting that person in totality, like whoever
True.
they are.
Very
If you're
true.
trying to change them, or if you're judging them, or if you're secretly chatting shit about them, or if you're jealous of them, you are not friends. You know what I mean? I really want to know from you actually, because I mean, I have mostly like my deepest friendships are with guys. I also am lucky to have a lot of great female friends as well. Like some of my closest friends are also women. But like my group, like, you know, the people I hang out with on a day-to-day are mostly my boys, okay? And male friendships, touch wood, I mean, it's a blessing, but they're very innocent in the sense where you could like have them for 1,000 years, okay? Like you know, like sometimes the boys and I, we don't even see what the point to meeting on a certain days. We still meet. Milne ka matlab, milne ka. It's happening. Like sometimes my boys, they just call me at like 2 a.m. saying, yo, this is my boy Arnav. He just like calls me and he randomly, I call him when I'm in town. He's in Jew, he calls me. He's like, yo, what's up, Boosie? And I'm just like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, I'm working. He's like, you wanna chill? I'm like, yeah, okay. What do you wanna do? He's like, I don't know. And then I'm like, okay, I'm down. Like, you know, with girls, I guess, sorry, I'm maybe stereotyping much, but with girls, it's like, hey, girly, we're gonna have a brunch, we're gonna go to daily, we're gonna have some martinis, some sangrias, and then the other girl is like, but if they're gonna be picantes also, then I'll think about it. And then you're just like convincing her. I don't know, what's it like, you know, to have these girl groups? Am I right about this? Am I exaggerating?
I mean, like, I wouldn't know because I've always been surrounded by men.
Oh, so you're saying girls just call girls up, be like, yo, you wanna chill? And the other girl's like, and do what? She's like, I don't know.
Like, they rot on the same bed. They gossip about. They gossip.
That's cute.
Yeah, girls
That's
do gossip.
so fucking cute. That's so cute. Nah, dudes don't gossip, bro. I mean, if you gossip, you're a bitch, bro. You ain't a dude. I'm so sorry. You ain't a fucking dude, my guy. So I mean, my guys and I don't think we gossip, but we love like roasting people.
But like, jokes apart, I also want to know, like, you know, like right now I'm having a conversation with you. You have known me socially, and you know, you don't know exactly how I am, and you must be having some sort of preconceived notion about me. Everyone has. So you are a kind of person who exchange energies with so many people. Like, you literally party Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know about Sunday, but like Friday, Saturday, Wednesday, and you're just around.
That's a preconceived notion about me. That I party 7 days a week, 365 days a fucking year. That I drink more tequila than water. But that is not a preconceived notion. It is a matter of fact, actually. So yeah, we won't get into that. Yeah.
So what is that one preconceived notion about you that you actually had to challenge once, and it was like pretty weird to you, like very weird to you?
Yeah.
Because I'm very sure that there must be so many people who must be having some.
I fucking think there's not one. There's so many of them. For example, that I'm a non-stop party boy with no life outside the party, that I literally live at the nightclub, or like I've got like some secret quarters inside the nightclub that I go, you know, like, and I just live there, and then as soon as it's like fucking 9 p.m. on a Monday, I'm just like, yo, raging. Like, I've had people literally, like, I've been on a couple of like dinners with some, like, you know, new friends I've made and stuff, or I've like gone out with a few girls and they've told me, oh damn, you know stuff about like politics and history. Wow, we thought you were a party, but like, yeah, bitch, like, of course, I've got a personality outside this whole nightlife thing, yeah. So a lot of people who obviously still think like my entire personality is nightlife, yeah, that's just wrong. But the thing, you know what the funny part is? I used to kind of hate it when people used to just see me as just like a party boy and stuff. But now I actively encourage them to just see me as a party boy, like, because I don't even want half the people that I meet at parties knowing that I've got depth and that like I'm into other stuff and that like I like history and poetry and literature, that I'm a man of culture or whatever. Sorry, that was cringe. But that was so cringe. Calling myself a man of culture, like, that was cringe. But yeah, I think a lot of people don't know, for example, that I'm really into history. 99% of people that I meet on a day-to-day, even my closest friends, don't know that I actually had a small phase where, and it wasn't a small phase, it was more like 2 years of lockdown, where I created this insanely niche podcast about history and true crime and horror and mythology, and I blew the fuck up overnight during the lockdown. Damn. And I still have 200k followers on this app called Clubhouse. So yeah, I definitely had my like 5 seconds of fame, guys. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I ain't seeking the limelight no more. The limelight is seeking me, you know. But it was good times. Another, I think, preconceived notion would be like just what people have of everyone that works in nightlife in general, okay? This is if you're a DJ, if you're a bar owner, if you're a nightlife business owner, bar owner like me, or if you're like a promoter who's just getting started, everyone's bound to think that you're a party animal. And yeah, that can be true sometimes.
Right.
I wouldn't say I'm a party animal. I genuinely just like meeting people. So now that I'm getting a bit older and stuff, I mean, I'm 25.
You're not getting older.
I'm not getting older. I'm pushing it. So I sometimes like to socialize with like going to the gym, getting like a run club membership, you know, going on a trek, travel. So for me, nightlife is just one avenue of meeting people, and that's...
It's not an entire personality.
It's not, no, of course not. I mean, fuck that. That would be boring as fuck, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, now that things are like stabilizing a bit in my nightlife business, I'm, by the way, starting a couple of my own bars in Bombay this year, okay?
Crazy.
Yeah, I can't like reveal more at the moment.
Can we get like a sneak up of the
location? Sure. So I'm starting an extremely cool Speakeasy bar in Juhu with a very brilliant Pacific Islands inspired theme, okay?
Crazy.
So I'm not thinking like Hawaiian shack or whatever the fuck. It's like if Pacific Island culture, like the Easter Island people, if they became an advanced cyberpunk society. So it's like modern futurism mixes up with like tribal aesthetics. If that, yeah, there's no such place in Bombay, so you can't like picture it. It's like you've got this really cool place in Goa owned by a acquaintance of mine called Mayan Beach Club. It's owned by a friend of mine. You see the aesthetics. It's very tribal aesthetics. It's beautiful. Okay. Now imagine you take a place like this.
Boho.
Yeah, I mean whatever you call it. Boho is just a shitty word. Tribal is just a little. Yeah. But unfortunately, most bars and restaurants and clubs, they're all like boring copycats of each other. They're all like clones with no soul or personality, you know what I mean?
True.
So I feel like as a nightlife entrepreneur, what I've tried to do with my parties, with whatever bars and clubs I've managed, is I've tried to infuse that soul through interiors, through aesthetics, through music, something that feels more like a person. So for example, there's 2 projects I've been a sort of managing partner in, like I've been running those places for a while. One is Numa, now Mirage. So I've essentially been the boss at these venues, like the director of everything, with marketing, whatever. So my whole idea with both these amazing venues has been to sort of try and make people feel like Numa is a person that they can be friends with, or Mirage is a person. That's, but I'm sure
personification.
Yeah, I'm sure even you didn't know this, but that's how I see it. I just don't share stuff like this. But when I think of a venue, I don't think of it as like a physical place. I think of it as a real person. How can I get people to be fans of this person? How can I get people to want to come visit this person? How can I get people to want to spend time with this person? You get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And then once you kind of like get a hang of this, and you start shifting your perspective towards that, you're really able to like clutter through the noise. You know what I'm trying to say? And look, I don't mean to like be arrogant or whatever, but I think whatever projects I've been associated with have been wildly successful compared to.
Maybe because you attach a lot of emotion to it. You just don't see
Absolutely.
it as like a kind of project that you need to get done with.
For me, it's never just a physical place.
Yeah.
It's always a sentimental touch point in my life as an entrepreneur, as a human being. And I always try to find a way where a place means something to people, okay? Where I'm very mindful about what sort of people I'm inviting into that venue or that nightclub or that bar. Like for Numa, for example, I had a completely different demographic of people I was intentionally inviting and pulling in, because they were the kind of people who could appreciate a place like Numa, for example. Mirage, on the other hand, is a very different type of venue. It's much bigger than Numa. It's got scale. Numa was smaller, but it was cozier. It had depth. It had character. It had a very vintage feel. Mirage, it's a breathtaking venue, but it's much more futuristic. It's literally, it'll make you feel like you're in space. You're in 50 years in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll feel like Mirage is almost like an island in the galaxy, okay? While Numa, you would think, is like a Portuguese cottage in some ancient Aztec village in the Amazon jungle. I'm just saying, or you could think like Numa is like a cute bungalow in like Lisbon or some like Portuguese city. So they've got very different positioning, you know what I mean? If I was to like say this, for example, about Bastion would be like the fucking mother fortress, of like mankind against like an alien invasion or something. I mean, it's like this huge monolith. It's like as much as Bastion, like people love shitting on Bastion, it's like literally an insane place. I truly love Bastion and what it's done for nightlife in Mumbai. Bastion has really made like nightlife so accessible to people. Again, like I know in all the elites of society, even the friends that I hang out with, it is so like trendy to like hate on Bastion, and I wouldn't personally go to Bastion all the time and stuff, because it's a very like loud nightclub. It's a perfect place if you like want to go dancing, or you just want to like get wasted, and you want that place which gives you that scale, which offers you something to marvel at. Right. So in that sense, I think Bastion does a phenomenal job with this. And then on the opposite end, you've got a venue like Slink, which gives you a beautiful speakeasy vibe, where you're almost like escaping from society. You know what I mean? Bastion, it's almost like the melting pot of society. Okay, where society is coming to Bastion to get validated. Okay,
right.
Slink or one of my venues like Mirage or Numa, no one's coming here to get validated. People are coming here to escape that vicious cycle of validation. So while I, as a nightlife entrepreneur, don't have this aesthetic and niche of doing massy commercial spaces like Bastion. I definitely respect people who build spaces like that because it's a completely different battle altogether. You know what I'm trying to say? You've got venues like Opa, you've got them venues like Dragonfly. These are immensely profitable businesses. You know what I mean? It's however not my niche. It is not my strength. Okay, I could never be happy running or operating a venue like Bastion, because venues like this where you have high demand, okay, big scale, you have lots of people wanting to get in through the door, you have to introduce aggressive gate policies. True. You have to charge people aggressively for tables. I'm just not that guy. Like 10 years in the game, I ain't ever called one friend of mine being like, yo, you want to come to my party, you gotta get a table. No, if I like your vibe, dude, you don't need to get a table, you don't need to pay cover. I make sure that you get inside. You know what I'm saying? And then I also make sure that I invite a limited set of guys and a limited set of girls. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that the two different skill sets that you need in nightlife, okay, depending on what niche you're picking, whether you're going very massy or commercial, you need to be a little cockier. I would be honest with you. You have to be cocky. You have to be a cocky, aggressive salesperson. Okay, your brand has to have a certain level of luxury status. Okay, like coming to your venue almost has to be like a status symbol for people. True. Okay. Now on the other side, you've got the more niche, artsy, hipster venues, or the philosophy that I kind of resonate with a lot. Okay. So the idea with nightlife is you keep it exclusive for a majority of the population, but you pick your community, you pick your niche. For example, one venue like Slink, their niche, for example, is people who are like young working adults, creatives, okay, people who work in creative industries, people who are into alternate music. Bastion's niche is people with money, people with fame, people with clout, people with social power, financial power. People with power or looks or attractiveness. I mean, they have their own niche, for example, right? And no hate, obviously, but my niche is always along the lines of being creative. So that's what I'm saying. It's because I have always seen myself as an artist deep down, okay? Every single thing I've done, every venue I've built or every venue I've been associated with, I've tried to put that blend of energy in there.
How do you manage to navigate the, I would say, balance between the creative and the commercial success? As you said, you are a very, like a creative driven person who will not go behind the money, but who will go for the creativity, for the vibe, for the...
Always. Dude, that's such a good question, actually. It's in fact a question I've been really struggling with myself for a very long time. Because, look, as much as I enjoy a greater level of respect from society, because the venues that I build, I'm sorry, I'm not like hating on anyone who does massy stuff. Again, I said, it takes a different skill set. But I know for a fact what I do takes a lot more out of you, okay? True. Because here, all you have to do is create a like a venue with a certain aesthetic and scale and size, create enough marketing, splurge enough cash, and you will have a certain set of people who will come. You can't be too picky about who will come, of course, because that requires elaborate and intricate levels of human touch involved, okay? And as a human, I think anyone who's like about 23, 24, 25 can relate. Whether you're an editor or you're a podcaster, time is money. You know what I'm trying to say?
Very true.
So when you're over-investing your time into micromanaging personal relationships and really nitpicking the kind of crowd that's coming in and everything, it's not really letting you scale. And I mean, just the amount of time I put into building one venue with a very specific and niche set of crowd, if I actually just delegated that to people who obviously wouldn't be able to like produce the same outcome, but if I just started doing that, I could scale and have 10 venues, but they would all be massy, they would all be slop, they would all be like feeling like clones. And I feel like, unfortunately, that's the issue that Bombay faces right now. For example, Bastion, when it started at the top, at the big one I'm talking about, it was really a one-of-a-kind venue, like it was breathtaking, it was beautiful, it had scale, it introduced this very unique rocky cave style aesthetic. And not to shit on people, but now every second fucking bar in every gully in Bandra East has tried to rip off the thing that Bastion has initiated, you know what I mean? Then Slink and a few other cool bars, they started this culture of speakeasy bars, okay? Now every second fucking rich kid with money wants to start a fucking speakeasy bar. Like, bro, like, I think there's more people starting cocktail...
What exactly is a speakeasy bar?
I don't even think most people owning speakeasy bars know what a speakeasy bar is. I will tell you though. And the thing is, I think there's nowadays there's more cocktail bars than there are people to go to these cocktail bars in the whole fucking city, which is wild. So I think right now there's an oversupply, okay, of venues, especially high-end venues, okay? So everyone's trying to be commercial and find ways to make money. Everyone's like, make money, make money, make money, charge cover, charge cover. I feel like my approach will never be focused on money, okay? I'll be honest with you, most of my projects, they take much longer to become profitable compared to almost all my competitors, but they almost always outlast most of my competitors, okay? Whether it's any venue I've done one single event at, or whether it's a venue I've been associated with as a managing partner or as a managing director for like a long period, like a year or two, I've managed to build communities that are so anchored to that venue, you know, that even if tomorrow like I'm not associated with or I'm not actively promoting it, there will be a set of people who are just waking up and thinking, even without any event promotions, they're just waking up and thinking, yo, I want to go to this place. You know what I'm trying to say? And I don't think a lot of people have pulled this off very successfully. Because tell me one thing, I gotta ask you this. You're like also like going out in Bombay and everything. You're obviously maybe a couple years younger, so you're with like a different set of. How old are you? You're 23?
I'm 21.
You're 21, yeah, I'm 25, so you're a couple years younger. So obviously the crowd you hang out with at most events, it's slightly different from
Actually,
different.
I do hang out with like older crowd. So most of my friends are 23, 24.
Correct, but still, even if they're older, probably they have different aesthetics or taste. Like
True.
everyone has different tastes or different venues they go to. There's like 1,000 places in Bombay, you know, and 20 million people. So it's yeah. So I wanted to ask you. I mean, when was the last time a new bar started, according to you, that people were wanting to go to even without any event being declared there? Few venues exist like this: Bastion,
Yeah.
Mirage, Slink, Koishi. Like these are the only few nightlife centric venues that have truly managed to create this community vibe. Otherwise, once people are growing older beyond a point, they just want to go to cool bars, cocktails, pre-drinks, whatever, then go to a house party. Also, you asked me what a speakeasy bar is, dude. First of all, every motherfucking person who's trying to do or call it a speakeasy bar is an idiot. They don't know what a speakeasy bar is at all. I swear to God, I didn't know what a speakeasy bar was till I went to Paris, okay? Speakeasy bars are basically like this entire concept that originated like I actually don't even know where it originated. Could be Europe, could be North America, but mostly Europe. I'm pretty sure it's Europe, like places like Paris, London, where in the 1920s and 30s and 40s, even New York too, you would have these like bars during the Prohibition era when alcohol was like banned in a lot of parts of America. I think the time between World War I and II, when you had that whole Art Deco movement and everything going on, you had books like Great Gatsby being written, you know, the Wall Street movement was becoming big. So that time, between the two world wars, when people were coming out of the depression, they wanted entertainment, but they didn't really want to spend too much money at these fancy hotels and clubs and cabarets. So they would find these people who create these like hidden bars in their basements or their lofts, and these would all be kept secret from the cops because they didn't legally have licenses to operate them. Okay, and you would literally need stuff like passwords. It's a real thing because in Paris, even in 2025, you literally have places like this, which is wild. Like there were literally places where you will, even if Google Maps is telling you it's here, you will not even know which door to enter from. Like there is no loud signage on the street. It is just some random alleyway that leads to some hidden path, to some garden, to some crowded street. It's just like you have to go through this whole like web of alleyways and everything to even get to the venue, okay? And then when you get to the venue, there's no guarantee that you'll be allowed no matter how much money you throw. That's the whole part of what makes a speakeasy bar truly special. You really have to earn your place in the venue by respecting the venue's rules, like coming on time, something that is unheard of for fucking Indians, which brings me to my biggest ick, which is people not respecting the time of like what time the guest
Literally
list
call
shuts.
you up at 12, 1,
Yeah,
drunkards calling.
bro, if you're gonna call me at 2 a.m. on a fucking Tuesday night expecting me to give you a favor, fuck yourself. Like, I'm not doing anything for you, you know what I'm saying? In fact, chances of me ever helping you after that are much lower because you're disturbing my peace. Men and women who've had a social life at a point, who've gone outside, partied, interacted with the opposite sex. As a woman also, you'll have a much better opportunity at being a leader of men. And as a man also, you'll be able to lead a team of men and women better because you understand a little bit about guys and girls and how to interact with them in a unique way. You know what I'm saying? So I think like nightlife is a very important aspect of how a society is formed, okay? And I think a lot of people dismiss nightlife and parties and events and music and concerts as like an indulgence. I don't think they're an indulgence, I think they're a necessity, okay? I mean, could you imagine a life, okay, I'm sure you heard a lot of adults say stuff like, oh, I'm too old, fuck this partying shit, it's boring, fuck all. If I told you that you couldn't party for the rest of your life, okay, you couldn't. I took away that choice from you completely.
It feel like a cage.
Would
for
you
some reason.
would you still say something like that? Oh, I don't want to go to a club and shit. What's the first thing you're saying?
I won't.
A person would be like, fuck, now I want to go to a club.
Yeah.
So when you take away this right or this freedom for a youngster,
You want to do it more.
you want to do it more.
Yeah.
You're like a caged bird. You know what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say? And also, like, I don't know one single adult. I know so many introverted friends, okay, who don't go clubbing, who are not party people, whatever the fuck. But dude, these are still people who will at some point want to be at a club or at a party. They will have some occasion in their life they will want to be at a club for. You know what I mean?
True.
So, you know, this whole double standard of society I don't really like, where people who work in the nightlife scene, or whether it's DJs, promoters, bar owners or entrepreneurs like myself, there's a certain level of, like, you know, moral high ground that certain relatives or parents or family members or just certain people can have, right? Oh, like, he's a party boy. Oh, she's a party girl. Oh, she's at the club all the time, so she's a hoe. He's at the club all the time, so he's a fuck boy. You know, like,
Yeah.
you know, people create these shitty labels and they put it on you. I hate that. I hate that whole double standard. I think people should embrace music and alcohol and nightlife freely, honestly. And controversial take, but societies where alcohol is consumed in moderation are way happier, more successful and more developed. So I'm massively against prohibition in any form. I'm massively an opponent of, like, the government clamping down on clubs, bars, restaurants. What's wild to me in India is that you can piss in public but you can't kiss in public. Shashi Tharoor said this and it's so true. Like, I remember when I was younger, when the whole era of, like, recording non-stop at the club was not there. People were actually living in the moment, you know, that whole time. Now everyone's got their phones out.
At that time, the social media validation was not like a big thing.
Dude, I'm not joking when I say this. It was much more acceptable for a guy and a girl to be making out at a club 7-8 years ago than it is now. I mean, I'm sure now also, like, it's pretty chill, like, everyone does what they want to fucking do, but now you have people gossiping about it and, like, you know, talking about it, and shit goes to social media. Like, if a girl's made out with, like, a guy and next week she made out with some other guy, everyone's already calling her a hoe and shit. Or if a guy's done the same, they're calling him a fuckboy. You know what I mean, right? Like, it's like people judge you instantly for even having a sex life in India. And I truly believe India needs a sexual revolution for women. It needs a sexual revolution for young men and women. It needs a big revolution for young Indians to be able to just enjoy a little bit of alcohol, some music. Dude, we're 1.2 billion frustrated people, okay? And when you have so many people in this country, you have such a big population pressure that is crushing you non-stop. You're like living in a rat race. You need a strong release, okay?
True.
Because the pressure builds up. You need a strong release. I would truly encourage anyone and everyone who's, like, young right now in college, who's grinding it out, hustling, please treat yourself to a fucking cocktail on the weekend, dude. You're not a bad person and you're not killing yourself. Don't listen to all this, like, healthy propaganda on social media. Yes, care about your health. Like, don't drink, like, every night or whatever. But, like, don't inherently start believing that having alcohol is a bad thing. I mean, alcohol honestly, like, opens up sides of your personality you would never even knew existed, okay? And I know all of this sounds insane because I'm, like, straight up, like, sounding like I'm promoting drinking. No, I'm not promoting drinking. I'm just, like, breaking some stigmas that Indian society has about drinking, about partying, about nightlife, about women going outside. And, you know, like, that's something I really fucking would love to. One more thing I always try to do with my venues is, okay, whether it's Numa, whether it's Mirage, whether it was Asilo at St. Regis or any of my events, I always try and create an environment where women feel super safe, firstly, going outside.
That's very thoughtful.
Of course, dude, it's my pleasure. Because, look, I'll be real with you. As much as you want to have your guys don't need girls and girls don't need guys debates, they're a load of fucking bollocks, okay? Men and women both need each other in equal measure. We are complementary to each other, okay? We don't need to replace each other's place in society. For example, just in a nightlife setting, women have such an important role that cannot be understated. For example, you're a girl, okay? I tell you, at this party, there's 100 guys and 2 girls. Is there even a 1% chance you're going to go to that club? There's 100 guys and 2 girls. Will you go there?
Of course I won't. I won't feel
No
safe.
one would go there, right?
Right.
Now, at the same time, if I tell a guy who's a decent guy, okay, like who spends, who's cool, good looking, there's 100 guys and 1 girl, will he go there? So if there's no women at a party or at a club or a bar, it doesn't do business because there is no joy in that entire experience anymore. It turns into a dirty fucking mosh pit, bruv. Like just dudes like sweating and pushing each other here and
Since we're talking a lot about speakeasy bars and like different kind of things coming in the nightlife, I also want to talk about the new trends that are coming, like the coffee rave or like the fake sangeets, and now there is one popping, that fake divorce as well, if I'm not wrong.
No, man.
Yeah, Lucknow mein exactly, fake divorce. That was like crazy as.
Even samosa rave, you know that.
Yeah, there are samosa rave and a noodle rave as well.
चीजें निकल रही है.
oh my god. You know, like I think I just want to say any
Do you
person.
think it's sustainable or just like a passing trend?
All I will reply to this by saying is anyone who's ever hated on a coffee raver with a passion, you, my friend, are a fucking legend. And you have my respect. Because these degenerate motherfuckers deserve all the hate they are getting. Dude, I'll tell you something honestly, okay? This whole bullshit fucking trash coffee rave nonsense has only come about because of how like nightlife is looked down upon by society, who again, like I said, feel like these fitness fucks, okay? Who make fucking their fitness their whole fucking personality. Bro, you're boring as fuck. I'm so sorry to break your bubble, but like these gym bros and these like matcha girlies, you know, like no offense if you're a matcha girly, you know what I mean? Just don't fucking make matcha your whole personality, sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? Like that's lame as fuck. Yeah, I mean, I'm so sorry.
No, it's not my entire personality.
Hey, come on, cut. Fuck you. Yeah, don't come at her like that. It's not her entire personality.
I prefer.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
I prefer matcha over caffeine.
That's
like
okay. You can have preferences. You can enjoy matcha.
It's not my entire personality.
Dude, hey, Kalp, relax, bro. Don't come at her like that. It's not her entire personality. I'm with Sneha on this one. But bro, I literally know like girls who are writing in their bio what preference of their matcha is, like I'm a matcha latte iced coffee girly.
That's bullshit.
Bro, why do I need that? See that in your bio? Like, just tell me if you're an engineer or a doctor or an artist. Like, why do I need to know what matcha you're having in your bio? That is so lame. And honestly, even dudes are guilty of this shit, bro. Like, guys will be like posting stuff like, bro, I can in no straight mind respect a fucking man who writes caffeine addict in his bio, brother. Yuck, caffeine addict. The fuck are you on about, bro? It ain't fucking cocaine, my brother. It's just you just like coffee. Like, don't make yourself sound edgy and punk and cool because you're like having 5 black coffees, bro. You know what I'm trying to say?
I know.
Try popping pills 5 nights in a row. I'm not saying I've done it. Okay, I'm definitely not saying that. But try doing that shit and then we talk. You know what I'm trying to say? But no, this whole coffee rave thing I think is lame, and I just think it's like a natural reaction of society to the crazy amount of stigma that's been put on nightlife. And I'm sure you're seeing all this pushback also.
Right.
Like everyone's openly coming out and saying, yuck man, this is cringe, it's a bunch of nonsense. Pro tip, if you're like a coffee shop owner and stuff, please do like art exhibitions at your coffee shop, do book readings, do open mics. There are so many varieties of fucking events that can be done at daytime spaces, okay? In my opinion, not every experience and event has to be a rave, dude. Like, why do you want to?
Very true.
Like, let that be associated with nightlife, because the whole idea of a rave is you escape from your reality and your world. Bro, you're not escaping at a coffee rave. You're feeling it even more. You're entrapping yourself in your reality even more. The whole idea with like drinking alcohol or like, you know, indulging in substances or like, I don't know, smoking pot for people who smoke pot, they get to like dissociate from their reality and they get to escape in a different world, you know, for a few hours. That's a beautiful way to release for some people, you know, that stress. You're fucking having 5 black coffees, dude. You're getting more stressed. Your heartbeat is just like, you're like, bro, you're not raving. You're like giving yourself a cardiac arrest, straight up, you know. So nah, bro. It's a no from me, G. Coffee raves, samosa raves, big no. Fuck that. And yeah, you have my answer, I think.
I'm pretty sure that I got my answer. Also, I am very sure that you must have got some very weird requests as well. So what has been your most weird request that you have got from XYZ person? And you actually pulled it off.
By request, you mean like from a venue or from a client? Like who is
client or any person who is, you know, just attending your event or a gig? Like, Dhruvin, can you just do this for me? And you're like, what? What did you just say? Something like that.
This is actually a very tough question to answer because I'm a bit of an asshole like that. I do not entertain requests at all actually. I'm very notorious for like accepting zero requests in the sense where everyone knows that, okay, so because I create these really artistic spaces with like a certain type of music, a certain type of crowd, I know that if I start entertaining these requests, which no offense, but massy places are more of those places that would entertain requests, okay?
Right.
So there is no fucking person on earth who could offer me even a lakh and be like, play Bollywood and I will play Bollywood for him. That's not happening.
So you never play Bollywood at your parties?
No, it's just not my genre. No hate towards people who like Bollywood. I don't like it. It's not my genre. It's not the genre of music I want to curate at any of my events. I am never throwing a Bollywood party in my life, for sure. I don't know, it might change, like under the right circumstances, with the right offer of money, of course. But, everything has a price, like I said. But what I'm trying to say is if I've created a venue with a certain theme, a certain plan, if I've made a night or an event with a certain idea in mind, it's very rare where someone will tell me, bro, मेरे लिए एक बॉलीवुड गाना चला दे, मैं एक शैंपेल खोल दूंगा, भोसड़ी के घर जाके खोल. यहाँ पे कुछ बॉलीवुड नहीं बजने वाला है. तेरा फूफा भी आ गया ना, मैं बॉलीवुड नहीं बजा रहा उसके लिए, है ना. So it's like I don't take requests and everyone knows not to even ask because that pisses me the fuck off. For example, there's so many times at Mirage on the rooftop, like I'm standing with the DJ in the booth, right, and some girl will just come up and be like, hey, it's my friend's birthday, can you play this music? And I'm like, no, like fuck no, it's not happening, Shvidi, not happening. So it's like I don't do requests, okay? I'm an artist and I curate excellence. You wanna experience that excellence, you come to my venue. You don't like what you're getting at my venue, you go to some other venue. I'm not here to pander to your requests. So actually no, I don't have too many like crazy stories with requests because I just don't take any. That's the answer.
And also I always wanted to know this, that you have been in rooms with like a lot of celebrities, you have parted with a lot of celebrities and mega influencers. What is that one myth that people have about people who are in limelight that you found to be extremely untrue? Like you were like,
wow, I've got a great one. I've got a really good answer to this actually. I was just thinking about it earlier today. So of course, because I work in nightlife, a very cool part about it is I get to meet very interesting people. I get to befriend very interesting people because what's insane is that a person, for example, I'll give you an example. At Mirage, like just this past weekend, I threw a party where on one side there was a tech billionaire who I'm friends with, like, from Dubai. He had flown down to Bombay. There was this, I think it's a week ago. Then there was this guy who, I don't want to take his name, but he's like a big Bollywood actor who's again a very good friend of mine, right? Then on the other side, there were these two guys who are popping ass like underground rappers. I mean, they're not underground anymore. They're pretty famous, okay? They were at one of my parties, right? I don't want to name drop only because firstly, these are friends of mine and I really like value my privacy with them and their privacy and everything. And I'm not someone who likes to name drop to like seek clout, okay? Yes, I have many famous friends and many cool friends, but that's not my identity, okay? And a lot of people, I personally look down upon them because if you see that, I'm sure you guys have seen Instagrams of these like weird ass club promoters promoting some random club in some corner of Bombay, where their entire Instagram is like a fucking photo gallery of just fan pics they've taken with celebs who they've paid to come to their venues. It's a load of ass. I don't fuck with that. Because these people who are famous or whatever, they're actually friends of mine, okay? They're not like just acquaintances that I'm just, saying hi to and snagging a selfie with, no. So the cool part about nightlife is whether you're from an acting background, a business background, you could be like a big billionaire. What I noticed is common is, and this is the biggest myth and stereotype that people have about rich or famous or powerful people, is that they are very cocky and unapproachable. I think that's completely wrong. About 90% of like even A-list celebrities that I'm friends with, okay? The thing with most famous influencers you see at clubs or parties or actors or celebrities or musicians or even cricketers for that matter, the biggest assumption that people make is, oh, they're so cocky, like I can't even talk to them. Like they're so in awe and they're like so starstruck, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I understand it's natural. I also have moments where, for example, just earlier at Soho House today morning, I bumped into like my favorite childhood actor, this Hollywood guy named Carl Penn. He's made this movie called Harold and Kumar Went to White Castle, okay? If I show you guys like Carl Penn's picture, I'm sure you guys will tell me, oh, this guy, I've seen him in like 10 Hollywood films. He's not a Bollywood actor, he's a Hollywood actor. He's done movies with like Jackie Chan and like Chris Rock, and he's a good actor. And I just met him at Soho, okay? And I was also starstruck, okay? He's not a very relevant guy, but he meant a lot to me as a kid. So you have these moments.
Right.
But the idea in those moments when you meet a famous person is to also know they are also human beings, right? They have their own set of insecurities. They have their own set of pressure. Because once you're famous, you're always very stiff and rigid in a public setting because you know every move of yours is being judged by people. Everything is being calculated. It's being recorded. So you're like so on edge, you know what I mean? So, you know, like just anyone watching this, if you ever like see someone cool your age, like an influencer or even a celebrity or someone, and you want to befriend them, one great piece of advice I'd love to give you guys that's worked exceptionally for me is, please, firstly, no need to lie and pretend like you don't know who they are, because that's also very cringe. I've seen people like, no, okay, this is literally a fucking celebrity, dude. Like, I've been with like a few famous friends of mine, and there's like a couple of these guys just acting like they don't know them. Like, bro, you were literally playing this guy's music in the car. Like, you know who the fuck this is. Stop acting cool, okay? It's completely okay to go up to someone you know at a party who's famous and be like, dude, I'm a fan of your music or your acting or whatever the fuck. I love what you do. It's not making you like look like a fan just yet. But after that, if your next question is, can I get a selfie? Fuck you. Like, you're never going to be friends with this person. There is like a 0% chance of that, okay? Because what people don't understand is like, there's a lot of levels of power and social hierarchy in every society, okay? No society is free of power-based hierarchies. In Indian society also, power-based hierarchies are intense. Factors like how much attractiveness you have, money you have, fame you have, social capital, like I have social capital. These are factors that define how much power you have to influence people in society, okay? And people assume that just because someone has more power than them in a certain way, they just have to like become their slave and suck up to them. And no, that's really not the right way to approach people, okay? For example, if someone comes up to me and he's just licking my ass for no reason, I will never take that person seriously, okay? But someone comes to me with genuine appreciation, I will not perceive that as ass licking, okay? As long as, and there's a small difference, right? For example, I go up to a celebrity and I'm just like pestering him, okay? Dude, that person is gonna wanna get the fuck away from me. You know what I'm trying to say? And I see a lot of people obviously do this at other places. At my venues, I obviously curate a crowd that would never like pester a celebrity. Like, if you're a celebrity or a famous person, you come to one of my venues, the kind of people you're going to be around are going to be so cool and interesting already that even as a celebrity, you yourself want to meet all these people. That's the whole beauty of how you curate this thing, where I try and make sure that all of my famous friends or like rich friends or powerful friends, they get to feel like a normal person and just relax and not feel like they are being judged all the time, especially at my events and my parties. So that's why like all the famous friends that I have been building since years, a lot of people like bar owners, club owners, promoters, they've tried to suck up to them. They've tried to like be like, bro, I got you free drinks, I call a few girls, come on my table. No, I don't think any person with like fame or clout or any of these things, actors, celebrities, none of them think you're a cool guy for offering them free alcohol or free entry or even like the access to meet cute girls. Because I mean, you can already do that on your own, right? Like if you're a famous celebrity, you don't fucking need a party curator or some random person you met at a club to help you with these things.
You need a space where you can chill.
And you need a person you can have a human connection with, because that's the biggest, if I'm summarizing it in one line, the biggest misconception I reckon people have about famous people and celebrities is that they are these impervious fortresses of like security. No, they're very insecure themselves. They're humans, you know. They sometimes in fact feel more insecure than normal people, because let's be honest, I mean, we're normal people. I'm not like a celebrity or whatever. I don't need to worry about how this right side of my hair looks like on the left side. I don't care. I'm just walking in, chilling, doing my thing. I mean, look at Kalp, dude. He doesn't even got our slippers on. Man's walking into a bar, he's chilling in it. But if he was a Bollywood actor right now, he'd be, fuck, I need to be on point. Because if one pap catches me, he's putting an article saying, you know, like, Sneha Nair lets herself go. What has happened? Downfall of Bollywood actress Sneha Nair. Yo, like, most celebrities and famous people, they crave human connection, in my opinion, more than anything else. You know what I mean? They crave this a space where they can be perceived and treated like normal humans, not put on a pedestal, okay? Because dude, even celebrities are humans, and even they have this need where at the end of a long day, they also want to just forget about the fact that they are celebrities and just have a normal conversation, okay? For example, if I'm Sanjay Dutt and I spend 10 hours of my day around my staff, my team, my employees, or meeting fans, these are all people who have an inherent power differential from me where I have much more power in those interactions. These are not my equals, okay? They're all submitting to me. My employees, my fans, you are submitting power to a celebrity. You're making them a god in a way. It is what it is, okay? So that's why like K-pop stands, it's a religion, it's a cult. It's not like a normal thing, like how much celebrity worshipping happens in fucking India, where you have like Rajnikant statues and stuff being worshipped in South India. It's fucking nuts, you know what I mean? And in India, it's very intense, you know, in society. So yeah, the biggest misconception is that celebrities are like gods or whatever, and they have no imperfections. A lot of nonsense. They're as imperfect as they come, sometimes even more. And
So, I feel like we have seen a lot of narrative when it comes to Bollywood kid. Like, media is constantly shaping this narrative that, okay, this person is like this. And I think they have their personal PR going on. But according to you, how exactly are Bollywood kids?
so I mean,
Unfiltered.
yeah. So I mean, I'm friends with a few like whatever you would call as like, I don't know if you can even call them Bollywood kids or whatever you want to call them, but yeah, I mean they fit the poster child of what most Indians call like Nepo kids or whatever. But you know, I think like yes, I do admit like certain Nepo kids are terrible actors, truly, and it really is fucking unfair and pretty shitty that they get these big acting opportunities and breaks when truly talented actors that I know and I'm friends with, they struggle to even get ad work, okay? I feel like there's such an overabundance of good acting talent in India, but all the best opportunities are being given to just a select few. So I understand, you know, a lot of people are very upset just in general with Bollywood kids. Like in a social setting, everyone wants to be friends with the Bollywood kids and everything because it adds a little, I don't know, status or whatever to their own personality, which I think is lame. But dude, I can't lie, man. Most of my friends who you can say probably are Bollywood kids and stuff, they're pretty fucking cool guys. You know what I'm trying to say? I went to school with Ahan. Okay, he just did this movie called Sayara, right? I mean, he was my senior in school. And
NM.
no, he was in my. So I was in the school called CNMS, and the IG section of that school was called SVKM. So Ahan was in SVKM, I was in CNMS. We were technically in the same school. So I've known Ahan for like a decade. Okay, another person I've been good friends with for a very long time, very long time is Babil. Okay, Irfan's son. So I've known Babil and Ahan both almost the same time, 9 to 10 years since we were like 16, 17, whatever, just getting into college and stuff. And you know what's insane is like, so okay, with Ahan, firstly, I'm so proud of the guy, dude. Like he's absolutely killed it with his film Sayara, and I respect him immensely because you know he made his debut with Sayara at a time where it is literally fashionable to hate on Nepo kids, okay? Because Nepo kids have given such bad projects in the past that it's almost like there's a bandwagon of people who will shit on Sayara just because it's got Ahan, who by the way I would argue is not even a Nepo kid. Yes, his uncle is Chunky Pandey, but like his personal family has zero connection with Bollywood whatsoever. Like his mom and dad, I don't think they have anything to do with Bollywood. And yes, I do agree, he's grown up in that environment, you know, whereas first cousin Ananya, she like got a big break and everything. But dude, I've seen Ahan fucking grind it out, man, the last 10 years. Like up close and personal, I've seen that guy grind it out. And I've seen, and obviously because Ahan is from a certain like family and stuff, Ahan obviously has other friends who are celeb kids also. He's seen them get breaks before him. Right. He's seen them do these big budget films before him. I mean, his own first cousin Ananya became a fucking superstar. You know what I'm trying to say? Like she's one of the most famous actresses in India. You can imagine the kind of pressure that must be creating on him, dude. It must be unfathomable because I know when Ahan was in school and everything, dude, every girl I knew had a crush on him. And this is even before, you know, he became like a famous actor or anything. And even in college, it was the same story. And I remember like Ahan would always tell me and all the friends, all the guys that he wants to be an actor. Like he was like a one-track mind guy. And dude, I really respect the guy because, you know, he never ever changed his mind about this. Ever. He was saying these words since he was 16 and I think he's 26, 27, 10 years. He's never once, I don't even think Ahan left India to go to uni like his other rich fancy friends did. Ahan stayed in India. He struggled. He did theatre. And dude, Ahan obviously was a good looking guy. He's tall. He's from a certain background or whatever. A lot of ads, a lot of brands have thrown money at him, offers at him, do our show, do our movie, do our ad. That dude didn't as much as appear in one fucking ad. Have you guys ever seen Ahan Pandey in a fucking ad? No. Isn't literally the first suggestion given to new actors, hey, do an ad. This guy, this boy, he fucking didn't do any ads. Can you imagine what that's doing to his psychology? He literally didn't create any feedback for himself, meaning that everything was riding on this one project. Like, I have goosebumps right now because that's so much pressure, okay? I would ask him myself that, bro, why don't you do some show? Why don't you do some series? Because, see, if you know a guy from like 16, 17, 18, that age, and you're now becoming 25, 26, and as a friend, he's always telling me, I'm getting into acting. I, as a friend, always wanted to see him on the screen, right? Because I wanted a moment where I can like be proud of my friend and everything. And he was just like, bro, I'm just waiting for the right project. Bro, my skills are not there yet. And you know the kind of humility that I've seen in Ahan. I'm not like just saying this because he's my friend or anything like that. But I've truly seen a humility in him that I have not seen in even established actors since years, or even other newcomers who become famous. He has that true humility that every artist should have, okay?
And that's what set him up.
That is what has separated him from the muck and the clutter. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm very blessed that I have great friends like him who he's inspired me so much. You know what I mean? And I mean, every bit of success that Ahan's film Sayara is getting, it's 100% deserved. It's 100% deserved. And honestly, I'm sorry, but all the hate on the internet about Sayara, it's forced as fuck. Okay, it's just because there's this whole bandwagon of like hating on like celeb films. Nepo kid films. You have to hate on this. No, you don't. It's a truly good film. He has blown my mind with his acting, and
the choice of film was also so good. Like,
it was great, right?
The scripting was on point, the emotions were on point.
And he brought that character to life. Without him, there was no Sayara. Let's be very real here.
Very true.
Aneet also played a great role, but Ahan really carried the film, in my opinion. And Babil is another great example. What I remember of Babil back in like college and stuff was, dude, he was literally the most loud, unfiltered guy ever, okay? And I feel like because of, you know, certain unfortunate events that happened, the media, I think, like his entire Babil's media and PR team, they really pressured him to try and portray this ultra perfect image of like the most feminist, progressive guy on the planet or something like that. And you know, as much as Babil is all those things, like Babil really is like a good dude who really fucking respects women. Like I used to remember times when girls would like try and hit on Babil or get with him even when he had a girlfriend and stuff, just because he's like Irfan Khan's son or whatever. But he had good character. Like I never saw him like, you know, like you know, a lot of people make these jokes about, oh, he's acting too feminist or whatever the fuck. I'm sure you guys have like seen those memes and stuff about Babil, right? Where he's really being like just chopped up by the internet, okay? Because he's coming off as this like ultra woke, ultra progressive guy. But the thing is, he's really a good guy at heart, okay? It's just that his PR team probably, I don't know, they forced him to like, you know, project this ultra progressive image or whatever, and that's kind of making it tougher for people to really know the real him. You know what I'm trying to say? But I've known the real him and he's a good dude. So you have like these two sides of the spectrum where Ahan on one side completely hid himself from like the public eye, okay, till he had his one breakout project, okay. Babil on the other hand, he did the more gradual route where he started with a small project and he built his way up from there. I have equal respect for both, honestly. They just have different paths. Because I think Babil also is a very good actor, okay? And during this whole phase where Nepo kids were getting a lot of hate, I think Babil also unfortunately got grouped in with the hate, unfortunately, okay? Where he put out some really good projects as an actor and they didn't unfortunately get the attention that they should have gotten because he's a phenomenal actor as well, Babil, okay? And so you know, like with all these Bollywood kids and Nepo kids and stuff, I know it's very cool to hate on them. I mean, I'm guilty of hating on famous people before, okay? But you know, I've met a lot of these people and they're really just nice people and they're mostly just worried about being judged themselves, maybe even more than normal people, you know what I mean? So I think the media and the paps and the news and just day-to-day consumers like of film should give these people a fucking break, bro. You know what I mean? That's just my take on the whole thing.
I know, right. And honestly, all these media, or I would say the meme pages, do it for the TRP. Because people know that if we make a meme on this particular celebrity or kid, then we will get the TRP, we will get the views.
I mean, never forget.
And that's very sad.
Yeah, it's sad because never forget, you know, negativity is the currency of the media. Anything that's positive doesn't fucking sell. So the media is almost obligated to just non-stop feed you the most negative possible fucking shit. Like if right now I was about to switch on Aaj Tak, you would think like the world is about to go to World War III in 2 hours. You know, or like some volcano is about to explode every 2 minutes. Or like, you know, some guy is getting shot in the face every 1 hour. Like, you know, the media paints such a bleak picture of what society is, okay?
And it's very negative. Like
It's
the
always
energy is very negative.
So that's why I encourage people to go out in the real world and experience life for yourself. That's the main reason why I do Nightlife. I build bars, I build clubs, because I really want to encourage people to touch grass and come out of their cell phones and live in the real world. You know, that's the motivation behind everything. Do you want to wrap it here? Do you have any concluding questions? Yeah.
I mean, like, all the questions are covered only. Our conversation with it's done only.
I think it's a vibe. Sick.
Okay, wait.
Oh, sorry.
You wrap it up.
Conclusion. Okay. Honestly, I just had a great conversation with you. It was so fun. I
Yeah.
giggled a lot. We talked about a lot of stuff. It was very raw.
Giggle is a bit of an understatement. You laughed a lot, which is vibes. I laughed a lot too, Rajnikanda. So we good.
That's
Sneha.
not going out.
We good. Oh, shit, that's a bummer. Send me the raw files. We got this.
Okay, so there is this one thing that we do with all of our guests, and
Mm.
we ask this one, I would say, question, is that how has your experience been with Smaash? Like,
With the podcast, with Smaash,
Yeah, with the podcast.
it's been bare vibes, dude. Like how you said, you felt so much fun like doing this with me. I honestly, I've been in like really these situations where I'm being interviewed or asked questions, and I felt very like wired and just not myself. But I felt like I was talking to a friend. So maximum love, and of course thanks to the homies Kalp, Arham, and your friend whose name I do not know. Sorry. Bhumi, sorry, yeah. So, dude, you built such a nice team. Your community is pretty awesome, and now I think I'm allowed to say something nice to you without Arham making a face or something. So I swear, what I want to say is I think you're building something really awesome out here, and it'll be my pleasure to connect you to any of my famous friends in case you want to talk to them or meet them or whatever. Of course, whenever they are available, but I would be happy to support you in any way I can. And thank you so much for like thinking I'm interesting enough to talk. I hope I was interesting
you
enough.
were, don't worry about that. And I really appreciate some really great words there, and thank you so much.
My pleasure, bro.
It just feels so good whenever someone says like any 2-3 words good about Smaash, because I've been building it. I think we both understand the art of building, because I mean, like, you have it on a much bigger scale, but like we all had that one phase. We just thought of a random idea and we started building it up.
And no one
we did
believed
not
in it.
know
No
what
one
will happen
believed
in
in
1 month, 2 months, but when it starts building, when you just look back, it's been a journey. That feeling is just very precious.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Happy to do this, dude. It's my pleasure to do this with you. And we got some jokes in, we got some stories in, we got some wisdom in, we got some shit in. So I think it was a great time doing this.
Thank you so much for having us in your beautiful studio. I would say it's a studio, right?
Space. Yeah,
Space.
whatever. Yeah,
Better word.
studio works for sure. Okay. Yes.
Thanks to each and everyone who saw this podcast till the end. We are really grateful because it was a pretty long podcast, but I hope you had fun. And yeah, do let us know your views in the comment section, and we'll see you in the next episode.